It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It is time for the latest live weekly event, which of course came out yesterday, but unfortunately I have only just came back last night from the Isle of Man TT. Now, as crazy as that was, this week we have got the Porsche anniversary. Valid up until the 11th of June. Happy birthday to Porsche 356. This week we're celebrating the arrival of Porsche into the racing world. Choose your favourite Porsche and head to the starting line, where we do get a livery for the 918 Spider, the 77th Porsche anniversary. That might be quite cool, but we'll get a look at that a little bit later on. But first of all, let's look at the races that we've got this week. Starting out with Get a Grip, a 3.6 mile foggy sprint race at night time in the 911 Carrera Coupe. No PR restriction once again, you gotta love to see it. Heading over to the next one, we have got Rock and Rumble, a 3.4 mile clear dry sprint off-road in the Cayenne Turbo. Cayenne Turbo, or I've only just seen there's two choices here, the Porsche 911 Carrera Coupe. I assume that's going to be the off-road variant. Yes, it is. It's the adventure variant. Oh, there's three choices here. Apologies. We've also got the Porsche Taycan that can be used off-road as well. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I would assume that the Cayenne is going to be the OP car for that one. Interesting that they threw in the choice of car on that. I wasn't expecting it. I was assuming it would only be the Cayenne. Then lastly, at the top of the Hong Kong map is Grit and Glory, 5.2 mile 3-lap cloudy daytime 100% asphalt race in the 918 Spider. Again, no RP cap. I think this is the same. Yes, the off-road race also no RP cap. So we've got a nice variation, obviously all in Porsches, but a nice variation of races for today. Or should I say, this week. So yeah, we've got lots to unpack so far here on Hong Kong Island. Apologies there wasn't any videos over the last couple of days, guys, as I said earlier. I did take a couple of days off, went over to the Isle of Man for the TT road race, or the Tourist Trophy. If you guys don't know what the TT is, go and watch some videos because it's absolutely bonkers. Definitely a bucket list thing for myself, now officially checked off. Where am I actually going here? Let's just put a little marker on. Yeah, definitely a bucket list item for myself, checked off. Absolutely crazy. Ironically, the makers of this game also make the Isle of Man TT game, which is always good to know. Yeah, 100% guys, fully encourage you, check out the Isle of Man TT. If it's on your bucket list, don't leave it off. Unbelievable. But enough of that, let's talk about test drive. Having, what was that, 6 days away, feels like an absolute lifetime. Feel like I've missed so much, but to come back in one day after the latest live weekly event isn't really a bad thing. You guys probably already know what's going on, what the races are like, what's OP and what's not before I do. I'm literally coming on here at 9:30 on Thursday morning, so yeah, you guys have had some time ahead of me to experience what we've got here, and as you can see, I seem to be a little bit rusty for the live com. Come on, get back on four wheels, let's get some racing on the go for today's video. We are going to kick it off in this 911 with Get a Grip, that 3.6 mile foggy asphalt race at night time. And coming into this one, I kind of assumed it was going to be a wet race with it being foggy night time, and I am in a fully tuned 911 here. Fortunately, I did put the standard tyres on. I kind of expected this one to be yeah, I did expect this to be a wet race, and it is a very dark race as well, which is always interesting, so probably going to have to concentrate to even get through this one. Yeah, very wet and very dark in 911. I think this one's around about 700 RP, maybe 740. It was definitely 740 before I took the slicks off. So yeah, we're going to have a fiery race, I'm going to say an eventful race on our hands. We can see on the minimap just down the bottom corner that we have got a nice snaking section coming up, so we can actually enjoy this 911 a little bit. We don't have to be overly competitive on our cycle lap, if you like. Understand the race that we've kind of got, how slippy it is going to be. Locking up under braking isn't always good. Back end stepping out round that big hairpin there, but it's all good. Trying to get some traction down. Back end's just going to step round on us. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think drifting's going to be the way around that one. We can see even trying to get that thing straightened back up again is quite difficult. There's probably a really good racing line we can take through there. I think my brakes are a bit aggressive for this wet weather race, sorry. I have got quite an aggressive brake setup for this. When we bought the car and tuned it, obviously it was over on Ibiza a few weeks ago. So it is quite an aggressive setup that I have got onto this through the left hand there. Take a little bit of the curb, it's alright. We're actually 50% of the way through this race, so it's a very manageable race. AI won't be a trouble, we know that. It's a wet weather race. The AI tend not to trouble us all too much. We can see that there. We've got an 18.5 second lead already. And look at that minimap, guys. We've got another big snaking section coming up. I feel like it was just last week we were here, or it may have been the week before. But nonetheless, we can try and have some fun with this snaking section, letting the back end of the 911 step around on us. I do love this car in game. I waited long enough to buy it, and now I've got it. I absolutely love using this old 911. Interesting one. I'm a huge Porsche fan. I absolutely love them, and I still don't actually have the 911R in this game, and I imagine I'm going to need it for a race over on Ibiza. Haven't seen it here in Hong Kong yet, so I assume that race is going to be over on the Ibiza map. Having a little bit of fun around the snaking section, round the hairpins, let the back end of the 911 just flow round on us. Whoa, a little bit too much there. We're going to call that a bit of standing water, why not? Yeah, big power slide, bad boy power slide right there. What a lot of fun. Absolutely brilliant race, that one. Unfortunately it is over quite quickly, but we're around about 2:40. A lot of time can be made up there, but a fantastic race to kick things off. And as awesome as the first race was, and I would happily go back and do that race again. As I mentioned, I love driving this car, and it was actually a very good wet race to take part in. We'll head on over to the second race for today, and I think you guys can already imagine where it is we're heading over towards, which race it is I'm looking to pick up next on the board. It's going to be the off-road race. Now, we've got an interesting choice, the Cayenne, the off-road Porsche Adventure version of what we're in right now, or the Cayenne S. Now, for entertainment, I think, the Adventure one may actually be quite a lot of fun. I will imagine that the Cayenne is going to be the quickest car for that race. Perhaps somebody has got, a bit of a robot build on the Porsche Taycan that it's actually usable off-road. As for me, I haven't got it in the game, and I don't intend to purchase it because I don't want an EV in this game. However, if the race comes and we do need to buy a Taycan, that day may come, but as it sits right now, I've got an open choice for Rock and Rumble. As we mentioned, the 3.4 mile dry, clear, off-road sprint in the Cayenne Turbo, the 911 Adventure, or the Taycan. And as I assumed, I did have a quick look at the leaderboard. The Cayenne is indeed top of the leaderboard, but I thought, do you know what? Let's be a little bit different here. Let's not go with the normal. Let's go with the 911 Adventure. A bit of a rap build I've kind of got with this one. It's not a pretty looking car, let's be honest, but I thought, why not be different? Use a different car. The Cayenne's going to be OP. We've got the Adventure Turbo. This, of course, was a compensation, wasn't it? So why not use it? Why not have a little bit of fun with it? We can see the AI are, kind of moving towards the 911 Adventure here. So why not use it? It's not often I do get to jump into this car. So yeah, let's have a little bit of fun with it on the off-road race. Yes, the Cayenne's going to be quicker, I know that, but we're coming in here to have a little bit of fun on the first outings for this race as we get absolutely rammed from the... Wow, yeah, absolutely rammed from the AI, stopping me getting the checkpoint as well there. That's quite annoying, but it gives us a bit of a fun, different race that we've got. Yeah, if we were in a Cayenne right here, well, we wouldn't even be seeing any AI, so it's good to have a little bit of competition every now and again, isn't it? Something we don't really have all too often in this game, but nonetheless, let's enjoy this race right here. A bit heavy into that left-hand hairpin, but we use the gearbox and a little bit of e-brake. Managed to get around it alright, tapping the e-brake again. Forgot how short the gearbox ratios were set on this car. Bouncing it off the limiter second gear, but we've got away from that. Fourth gear, up into fifth. Can we carry a lot of speed for here? Keeping it off that left-hand brick wall. In through the left-hander. Again, not in the right gear, but who cares? This is awesome. This is the kind of fun I like to be having in the game. Front end is very twitchy as well. It's very pointy. Probably not twitchy, pointy. So I have, again, got a very aggressive setup on this 911, but it feels quite good. We've managed to break away from the AI. carrying way too much speed over a couple of those jumps right there. Had to let the car settle down and get back on track for the race. Off to the right hand just here, calming it down just a little bit. I haven't actually experienced this race as of yet. I don't remember it, so taking a little bit of time through that one. There has been time left on the table as we're already 65% of the way through it. These races are going so damn quick so far today. A little bit of an on-road over the bridge. Left-hander up ahead right here. Big power slide invoked for that one. Had to back off. We were going into the banking right there. Round the right-hander again, keeping it in fourth gear, having to drop down into third to try and get that thing moving. Round the left-hander again. Could have been a lot quicker there. Did take a wide line, letting the back end of the Porsche slip round. Uphill section now through the left-hander, through the checkpoint. 17-second lead over the AI. No problem whatsoever today. Couple of checkpoints there, that's all good. Left-hander, right-hander, 20-second lead now. We're almost at that finish line already. 88, 89%. Braking zone, uphill. God, that was a hard braking zone, that one. Trying to keep it off the wall at the end of the straight round the left-hander. Right here, can we keep it? Yes, we can. I assumed there was going to be a lamppost on the inside, so didn't want to cut that one. Under the brickwork, or the rockwork, and another win for today's video. Now, I did forget to cover it off after the first race. It is indeed 150 points to complete out this week's live event, and that's something I like. You guys will know that by now. I want to work for the reward, whether it's a sticker or a livery, whatever it may be. 150 points is pretty much where I would like these to be. 15 race wins, we come back and we improve and improve and improve. Maybe we just find one race that we absolutely love and want to do it over and over. Best way perhaps to complete the live weekly events. But we've racked up 20 points so far. It's not going to be a hard one, guys. The races so far have been fun, entertaining, and more importantly, they have been easy to win to complete the live weekly event for the livery for the 918. And then lastly here on the Ibiza map, we've got one more race to do. If it lives up to the fun that we've had in the first two races, it's going to be a banger. We already know, guys, we are of course heading over to the race in the 918 Spider. It's going to be a fast one. I'm not one for hypercars, you probably know that, but we have got a hypercar race here. We have got grit and glory. It's a 3-lap, cloudy, daytime, 100% asphalt race in the Porsche 918 Spider. Now, interestingly, the 918 is actually the car the devs have worked on quite a few times now, nerfing it from Season 1. This thing was bonkers. Then into Season 3, I believe it was, when they done the audio fix for the 918's exhaust system. So, I think it has been a while. I think I've actually driven it once or twice on some of the cruises that we've done with guys from Discord. So, it's not a car I've personally used all too much. But we'll see what it's like for today. With the way my audio's set up right now, it feels very quiet, but I think that might just be my audio setup on my end. Hopefully it comes through in the video alright. Bit of a sketchy section to start us off with there. Starting off in the city though, it's not the race I expected in the 918. I expected a big freeway style race on our hands, and it's largely not what we've got. It is a tight course to kick us off today, but it's not always a bad thing. Concentration must be high to make sure we get around this alright. Oh wow, I felt the back end slipping before it actually left us, guys, but we managed to hold on to it through the little tight section right there. Uphill round the right hander. Feels like a little bit of a quicker section that we've got here, hitting the curb. 918 getting unsettled, hairpin right just up here, taking it easy into it. It's not going to be a fast lap time whatsoever, but what it is going to be is fun. Oh dear, it's a fast race. Ooh, I don't know if my eyes are even up to this yet, guys. I've suffered with sleep this week. We camped over at the Isle of Man. The weather was awful and we barely slept, but hey ho, we'll push on downhill into lap number 2. Not taking the best of racing lines down into that one, but nonetheless we will push forward. Can we make a better effort of lap number 2? Of course, we're not coming from a standing start, so I'm going to expect a faster lap time here. On lap 2, downhill, we know we've got a tight braking zone down here into the right hander. Going to try and not use as many curbs. We can see how unsettled the 918 did get on the very first lap into some of these tighter sections here, hitting the curbs, really throwing the car across the track. That corner in particular, we didn't even touch the curb that time, and the car again got through across the track. So yeah, maybe it's just set up too stiff. I think that is probably going to be the issue I have got right now with my 918. I like cars set up very stiff. I like the feel when cars are as pointy as they are. But maybe it's just a little bit too stiff for this little street section. We shall see. If we come back for this race and try and set competitive lap time, I'm probably going to have to soften the suspension up just a little bit. Maybe even raise that ride height. Yeah, it is far too stiff. Definitely too stiff. Yeah, a little bit of work needs to be done on the tune here for the 918, but we may come back. We may come back and do that again, guys. It won't be an issue. Lap number 3, though. Again, 17 seconds ahead of the rest of the AI, so we know we're not going to have any issue with the AI lapping us or even trying to compete with us. Ran before I could jump there. I don't ever think I've seen the AI lap anybody, but nonetheless, we'll push forward. One last attempt, and we overshoot the right-hander. Apologies, we overshoot the right-hander there. Caught a little bit of air as soon as I touched the brakes, but I felt nothing. So yeah, a little bit of care has to be taken coming down that little hill just there. Again, getting thrown across the track. Tighter around that left-hander into the right-hander, up into the hairpin. No, we're not there yet. We've still got to come up this hill before we do get to the hairpin. My God, I am rusty, as you like, having a few days off. I do apologise, but nonetheless, it feels like we're going to have a decent lap time. It's not going to be competitive, I know that one, but it's going to be a decent lap time. This tune definitely needs some work. It is far too stiff for this race that we have got right here. We may just have to come back and attempt that one again, dipping the wheels off-road, taking out the barriers. Awful, awful end to the third race on Hong Kong Island. So as we do head on over to the Ibiza map, of course, we're going to have an extra couple of races here. First of all, we do have the Rugged Ascent, a 3.5 mile domination. It's clear, it's dusk. It's 31% asphalt and 69% gravel, and as we can see, this is an off-road and on-road race. Either the Porsche Cayenne Turbo or the Porsche 911 Adventurer. A couple of choices that we're going to have for that one. It's going to be an interesting race on our hands. And then lastly, we do have Chasing Perfection, a 3-lap, 3-mile circuit race. It's clear, it's asphalt, and it is in the 911R, which I have had to go and buy because I didn't own it. As we can see, when I start it up here in the bottom right corner, I think I've got 1.3 miles on it. I've literally bought it and drove over to Ibiza, a car I haven't bought in game because in the early days, well, folk that were cheating on the game, they were using this car. I don't know how it was working. It's not something I ever looked into. But when they were cheating on the game, this was the profile picture for those cars, and it's something I wanted to stay away from. There's a massive traffic jam right here. I don't think I'm even on the right part of the road. Let's just quickly turn around here and we'll get over into that race to start things off with. How the hell are we going to get to that one? I think we're just going to have to cut across this little bit of the track right here. Can we get onto it? There we go. We're rocking and rolling now. Yeah, let's get into that race. It is the Rugged Ascension in the Cayenne or the 911 Adventurer, 31% asphalt, 39% gravel, and it's a 3.5 mile domination. So coming into this race, I have decided to use the Porsche Cayenne. Now, I didn't use it in the previous one, and you know, I thought, why not keep the video different? Let's use a different Porsche every race. We'll jump into the Cayenne Turbo S right here. I have went with the standard road tyres. My thinking was, you know, they're better off-road than the off-road tyres are on-road. Whether that's going to be a huge mistake or not, we will find out as there is a Cayenne barrel rolling around this part of the track. Oh wow, the AI braked very early there. I didn't expect a braking point that early. Kind of threw me off there, but I think concentration is going to have to be high with this one as we send it down the inside there. Can we get that checkpoint second? We can. I do need to remember that this is a domination race. We need to catch those checkpoints nice and early and avoid these goddamn trees. My God. Yeah, it's a domination race, so we're going to have to try and get these checkpoints as early as we can, get as many points on the board we can. We can see so far it's not been a good, clean race, and I do need to start to clean this one up a lot. On these on-road section now, my God, you can probably tell I'm trying to concentrate as much as possible here. Brake nice and early. We know coming up there's going to be a little jump, a little bit of a crest on that hill, so we do manage to stop in time. A little tap on the walls, unfortunate. Down the little bit of freeway section here, take the left hand off. We're going to be back off-road towards the little motocross style track that we have got right here. I know it's not a motocross track, but it's what I like to call it. It is what it reminds me of. Nonetheless, we're a couple of seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. Where are we sitting on the leaderboard? We are second. John just ahead of us. Yeah, if we can keep our noses in front here, we should be alright. It's just not been the cleanest of races. Perhaps the standard road tyres are not the way to go with this one. I was thinking that they may still be capable enough on off-road and make up time off on the on-road section, the asphalt section, but as we can see just here, it's got literally no grip at all. Perhaps the way to go is going to be having the off-road tyres on, make up all that time on the big, larger off-road sections and suffer on-road. Definitely going to be a test in there, guys. I think we'll come back and explore which tyres are quicker, on-road, off-road, or off-road, on-road. Nonetheless, the race itself, it's a good one. It's just been difficult for me choosing the standard road tyres. I do think I have went the wrong choice, guys. I do think the off-road are going to be the way to go. We'll figure that out soon. We are 80% of the way through. We are first on the leaderboard. We do have a nice gap on track, as we do have on the leaderboard really wide right there, trying to back off and get that back end under control once again. Maybe I've just got too much power. Yeah, I've not actually changed the RP of this car. It's built for whatever it was built last time out. So maybe there's just too much power and I just need to change the build of the car. We will find that out. We've got a little bit of this race left as we get a big jump over the rest of the pack, who are obviously lagging behind us now. Oh, through the water trap, we get through that all right. Left-hander up into a right-hander. Across that start-finish line in what was a difficult race. And with that being done, guys, we'll head on over to the very last race that we have got here on Ibiza, and we can finally have a little play about with the 911R. I've went this long in the game without owning the car. I've done a couple of deliveries in the 911. I've finally bought the 911R for chasing perfection. A 3-lap circuit race. It's clear, it's done, it's asphalt, it's in the standard 911R. And I thought, you know what, it might be a good way to round out today's video in a brand new car with no tune, no upgrades, no change of tyres, no change of anything. Completely stock format 911R. And I want to see what this has got. I don't know if the AI are going to have tuned cars or not. It may just be stock cars versus stock cars, and what a fantastic race that would give us. Something of a 911 Cup here, which is just a fantastic series to watch at the best of times, and we get to have a little experience of that in Test Drive Unlimited around the Ibiza map. We know it's obviously going to be tight, it's going to be tricky, and it's obviously going to be very close. The AI getting a better start than I did here. We'll just dive bomb it up into the apex of that left-hander right there. Take out a couple of our 911 counterparts just there. I think we have got some tuned 911s we're racing against, because we're not catching whoever that is in first place. It is Sean, as our back end completely steps out of us. That's unfortunate. Yep, stock car may not be the way to go here. Nothing done to this at all. I think with a set of slick tyres, this thing will be absolutely dynamite. Taking the wrong gear out of that left-hander just there was unfortunate. Drag race down into the first left-hander of lap number 2. Can we brake better than Marcus? We can't. He does stick it up the inside. We are literally fighting at the back of the grid here. This is not how I wanted to round out today's video, but such is life. We're going to have to upgrade this car, which is not something I am bothered about. I'm looking forward to sticking some upgrades on the 911R and really seeing just how awesome it's going to be in game. Awful race line, awful turn right there. Can we control the back end a bit better this time out? Nope, once again I do clip that inside curb and lose the back end of the 911R. This is not the way I wanted today's video to end, but it looks like we're going to end it in 8th place and minimum points for the weekly event. Not how I wanted things to go, not how I wanted my first experience racing a 911R to go. But hey, it's part and parcel of, you know, jumping into a car for the first time with no tune and no upgrades and no nothing. Maybe it's the way you want to play the game, and I know a lot of people like playing this in the stock format. For me, I like tuning the cars, I like putting upgrades onto them. Yes, it's nice time and time to come back and race a car for the first time in its stock format, but we can see here, up against the expert AI who are in tuned cars, we're literally no match for them. So yeah, it gives us a challenge. What can we do with the 911R? What parts can we fit? What are the best parts? What's the best way to tune this thing to get the race win? I imagine as soon as we start to upgrade this, the AI will not be an issue. So yeah, this will be a race I will have to come back to, because I have had an awful outing here. to round out this week's live weekly event. And as I round it out with an 8th place, well, as you can see, we finished off with 43 points in our first rotation of the live weekly events. Yeah, some work to be done. 107 points still to get, but that means I have to come back and do maybe 11, well, there'll be 11 races there to, will it be 11 races? Yeah, 11 races to finish off the live weekly event, 11 race wins, but I will be back here in the 911. I'm going to tune that car, and I'm going to see what we can do with the 911R. So there we have it. A fantastic week event, I'm sure you guys will all agree. It is good to be focused on one brand of car. We're not jumping about. It is full focus on the Porsche cars, essentially. They're having to buy just one car, which does not help me in the grind of saving up 50 million or whatever we managed to save up for season 4. The grind's going to have to continue. I had to drop around about 2 million coins on this 911R, which is something I didn't really want to be doing, but at the same time, this is a car I desperately wanted to have in game. I've been patient, I've waited to buy this until I really needed it. Now I did need it. It probably came at the worst possible time, much like last week not buying the D-Type Jaguar. I didn't want to miss out on the 911. It was only 2 million. I know I can make that up easily in 2 days doing Frim, so it's not the end of the world. It's the way I kind of put it to myself. I really wanted the car. It was only 2 million. That there would only take me 2 days to make up farming Frim. So yeah, it is what it is. It's a 2 million hit to the save for season 4, but nonetheless guys, a great week's set of races that we've got in this weekly event. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know down below what cars you are using for each races, kind of things I usually ask you guys. It's always good to see what you are going with for the races. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, as I have not had a good ending to it whatsoever. I hope you've enjoyed today's video as always guys. Please do smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more updates on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown.